The following is a paid advertisement. The views expressed are the sole responsibility of the advertiser.
I'm attorney Justin Clark. Coming up just ahead on You Have Real Estate. No big deal. I have the youngest general in the Army coming up on the show today. Also, your front door, very important when it comes to curb appeal. It's all just ahead at You Have Real Estate. People ask me all the time if I feel guilty for filing bankruptcy for people. No, I do not. I feel guilty not filing bankruptcy for hardworking families who are struggling every month to put food on the table. Call me now. You have power. Welcome to You Have Real Estate, brought to you by Renewal by Andersen. I am your host, Justin Clark. A great show ahead for you today, but first, the opening statement. You hear this all the time, especially if you're looking to sell your home. This real estate agent's going to tell you it's all about the curb appeal. But what does that really mean, curb appeal? And what goes into curb appeal? You hear landscaping, but think about this. Think about the last time you've driven down your neighborhood and you see one of your neighbors with the beautiful front door. I think a beautiful front door really adds to the curb appeal and really can add to the bottom line when it comes to selling your house without costing you a ton of money. Also today, have you ever thought about running for office? We have a lot of friends in politics, of course. Running for office is quite a challenge. How do you do it when you're also a general? All great questions that we're going to answer today by asking real questions. Every weekend here on the program, we ask real questions to the trend-setting people in Central Florida's community. Kick it off today from Renewal by Andersen, my good friend, the Vice President, Dan Brigman. Hi, Dan. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
Or should I call you Mr. Vice President? Or
No.
is Dan fine still?
Yeah, let's just stick with Dan.
Good to see you, brother. How are you? But it is true. If you think about the front door, when you're driving down a neighborhood, front doors really can stand out. Or if they look terrible, they can also stand out because they look terrible.
Right. I mean, you can have a beautiful picture in your home and no frame around it.
That's right.
It doesn't look good.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah, so I agree.
It's like my house. If a picture of me looks terrible, a picture of Michaela always looks great, kind of no matter what you do, you know?
Yeah, that's always going to happen.
But then again, when it comes to the front door, yeah, we want them to be beautiful for curb appeal, but we also want them to be strong and sturdy because we live in Florida. We have hurricanes, we have storms, and the quality of the door is very important. Renewal by Andersen has a great new product.
Yeah, so hey, I have great news that you just alluded to. Renewal by Andersen. Andersen in general has a brand new product, our new ensemble front door. And, we've been in the window business for over 100 and some odd years, 125 years. And then the new FiberX line of windows came out. And now we have a combination of a FiberX and a proprietary ingredient front entry door that will absolutely blow your mind.
I walk into the studio every day, and we've been doing this for 3 years together now or so, at least 3 years, I think. And I see Renewal by Andersen on the screen. I see it behind me, and I can't help but to feel part of the team. And I'm very proud of what you guys have done growth-wise here. And I do feel like I'm a small part of it. And I love that. I do feel like I'm part. I feel like I'm part of the payroll there. I really do. But it's been amazing watching the growth. And now we're up in the Panhandle. I've seen the Panhandle thing really take off recently. How has the Panhandle really been great for Renewal by Andersen?
Well, it's been really great, and the part of that success was we have done such a great job taking care of customers in just the Central Florida market, your audience in general, and taking that, what we call our Google reviews and all of our Medallia scores, and we were able to, that word of mouth travels fast up the West Coast. And so when we got there, we were able to just step right in. Folks knew who we were. Hey, we already know you're the best. And I don't say that lightly. It takes a lot to get there. And so I think that was part of it.
And I do hear from you, and I love hearing from you when you called someone who's been on the show, and when I hear from my audience, it's always the same thing. It's Renewal by Andersen was so amazing to me with fair pricing, and the way you treat your customer, I hear from them. I really do. And that's really ingrained in your organization.
It is. It didn't take us long to figure out, a great product by itself is not going to do the job. You got to have great people. You got to have the great product. And the last thing, but not least, is you got to have a process. And the combination of how you operate amongst those three is where you win or lose. So you got to treat people like they're your family. You've got to understand that everybody deserves the best, and the process is you have to make somebody's home better than it was before you got there.
Yeah. And back to the doors thing for a moment. How do I know it is time for me to look into maybe replacing my front entry door?
Well, it's actually a lot easier than windows. And so most of the time you can just be walking maybe down your foyer and maybe early in the morning and you see some daylight coming in around the edge of the door. A lot of times what happens with new construction doors when your home was built, they're all built with standard grade or material, builder grade type quality, hardware, hinges, all these things that wear over time, and then doors also have a bad tendency to warp and bow, and when that happens, you have a lot of draft coming in and out, especially when your AC turns on and off, and then most contractor grade doors are built with an interior of a wood core around the edge, which tends to catch moisture. And a lot of times, if you have a metal door, you'll see it begin to bleed brown in the corners and rust out.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you would like, you could go to one of these big box stores yourself and try to hunt someone down to help you and look at doors. You could probably try to do that, but I don't recommend it. With Renewal by Andersen, literally, they're going to send someone to your house, a design consultant, to look at your doors and see what is going on and what you can do to really improve the doors in your house. Great payment plans as well. You can pay it over time. It's really fantastic. And it's windows too, though, Dan. My concern is we live in Florida. We have all these huge developers who throw up these houses, tons of houses in these same neighborhoods. And quite honestly, they're not using great quality when it comes to windows and doors. And people are like, well, I only bought my house 5 years ago, or I only bought my house 10 years ago. With the quality that these developers are putting in, it might be time to really get new windows and doors.
Yeah, you think because you bought a new home and it has a 10-year warranty on the foundation, you kind of assume everything in the house is great for 10 years, and that's just simply not the case. And most builders, and even very good builders, they don't have to warranty windows for a very long time. So it doesn't make sense, as a builder, to their defense, to put a high-grade window in your home. So you need to understand that windows, the energy efficiency part of windows is usually only good somewhere between that 5 to 8 year range is what we've seen. And what I mean by that, argon, which is your most energy efficient barrier, and that typically escapes in a short amount of time.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you also have payment plans. I was talking about it earlier, but some people don't want to write a big check, and I understand that. I'm not a big. I would rather pay over time if I can, if it's a low interest rate. You have great programs. I think because of the size of Renewal by Andersen, you have great programs for people to pay over time.
Yeah, it almost makes sense not, to pay cash, because when you can get some of the terms that we have on our Easy Pay programs, we're talking 5.9% on 120 months, 144 months, and what that really means is, look, no matter what company you were to do business with, windows in general are going to go up anywhere from 3 to 8% a year. Jump on a plan, leave your money where it's at, let it make money, and use our Easy Pay program, and you're going to, most of the time, as a matter of fact, by the time you replace all your windows and you lower that electric bill, your payment's pretty much taken care of.
I've had a lot of people tell me that they believe that the savings that they have on their electricity bill is actually covering the cost of the windows that they're paying monthly.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Windows for free.
Yeah, I've seen it and heard it. Yep.
That's unbelievable. Dan Brigman, always great to see you, brother. Thanks for coming in. QR code is on the screen for you right now. Have Renewal by Andersen come out to your house, windows and doors, and the design consultant is going to tell you what you need. Maybe you don't need anything. Maybe the design consultant will say, call us in a couple years. Or maybe you do need something to keep your family safe and that electricity bill down. Derek Moser, are we going anywhere after this or not? Oh, we're not going anywhere? We're going to stay right here in the studio. Here's what we'll do, a very quick break. When we return, what is it like to run a campaign to be a congressman? As You Have Real Estate continues. Welcome back to the show. Have you ever thought about running for politics? I've been around a lot of people running campaigns. It is difficult. It is really like a full-time job. This next fine gentleman has done a lot in his life, though. Welcome, Charlie Gambaro, to the show. What's up, Charlie? How are you? Good to see you.
Great to see you.
Should I say general?
No.
You're running for the 6th Congressional District, and we're going to talk about that. But your story, it quite honestly blows me away, right? If anyone deserves the vote, it is you. Tell me about your history.
Well, thank you, Justin. It's great to be with you.
And you're a great dude, by the way, too.
Thanks. Well, first and foremost, Paige and I just wanted to extend our excitement for your upcoming marriage and your engagement with Michaela. We're huge fans, and we're so happy for you guys.
Thank you, buddy.
But I prefer Charlie because I was Charlie way before I was ever a general. I'm a local kid that grew up in Oviedo, Florida, played football at Oviedo High School. Went to the University of Florida. Go Gators. I know you appreciate that.
Yeah, well, this year we might beat you. I'm a Tennessee guy.
I know. Well,
I don't know who your coach will be when we play you this year. No offense.
Neither do I. Hopefully it's somebody different. But I graduated from the University of Florida, joined the Army, went through the Army ROTC program, and have lived an incredible life of service that I could have never imagined. If I could have scripted it, I couldn't have planned on how my career turned out. And I really attribute that to my parents really instilling a passion for public service and the ability to work with great, my fellow Americans, great teammates, always learning and really pushing forward to what matters most, and that's the mission and the people and getting that accomplished, at all costs. So, I deployed to Iraq in 2003. One of the few sons that also had the opportunity to serve with my father, who I was on active duty. He was an Army Reserve colonel as a commander, and he had I had the privilege of my father promoting me to the rank of captain right after a long battle in Iraq.
Wow.
And so service is in our family. It's a serious business. I did go on and serve later on in Afghanistan, served in combat there, and have had the opportunity to lead troops all around the world. When I came back from Iraq in 2004, I had the opportunity to take a break from the Army, and so I joined the Army Reserve. We moved to Palm Coast and had an opportunity to serve at the local level. I got elected to the Soil and Water Board there in Flagler County. And then I was appointed by Governor Christ at the time, who was a Republican at the time, to the school board and served there. And then the Army took us away again. And recently, after coming back, after spending a lot of time in Washington, I had the opportunity to, basically my neighbors ganged up on me and asked me to put my name in to apply to serve on the city council. And today actually marks the 1-year anniversary that I've been serving on the city council. But during my time on the Army, I've had just a tremendous opportunity to serve with leaders that I never thought I would ever encounter. 4 secretaries of defense, Mad Dog Mattis and I, General Mattis, Secretary Mattis, we served in Iraq at the same time. Working for the president at the National Security Council as one of his Middle East advisors. I served in the intelligence community as well. And then the last Secretary of Defense for President Trump, Chris Miller, asked me to be his guy, as he called me, but his chief of his action group. And we had 74 days to get 72 priorities done. We got it done effectively. And in the Pentagon, which is the largest employer in the world and one of the largest bureaucracies in the world, we made it happen. And from there, I went on to be the Deputy Commanding General at Fort Leavenworth to help teach our future majors on what's important in serving in the Army, why it matters, and how to be good commanders down the road. And so I had a fantastic time working there, and that's when Paige and I met you at the bed and breakfast there in St. Augustine. So A lot of folks ask me, how could you have planned this out? And I always tell them I couldn't have. I just focused on, as Bill Belichick says, doing your job and taking care of your folks and staying focused on the mission.
How important do you think love of country is when we send an elected official to D.C.?
It has to be the number one thing. For me,
I feel like we're missing that. I feel like a lot of our elected officials are missing that.
So I'm an America First conservative Republican, no other country first. I've always put my country first. And I've worked with fantastic partners and allies all across the world. And they're great partners and allies, but every time I engage with them, and on behalf of the president, we always put America's interests first. I had the opportunity during my time in the Pentagon to help develop the Stay Mexico policy, which worked, to help secure our borders. When I travel in the Middle East or even in Europe, the number one security measure they have to protect their country is that their borders are secure and their processes for letting people in are top notch, especially in Israel, because of the threats that they face. So I think securing our border is an immensely important priority, and I've worked on policies to help stem the flow of folks and just bringing them in the right way and making sure that they're not human trafficking people or bringing in backpacks full of fentanyl or things of that nature. So there should be no elected official in Washington or anywhere that doesn't have the America First mindset.
I totally agree with that. There's going to be a lot of you watching right now, I know, who want to get involved and want to help this campaign. We're a little less than a year away from the primary. Someone's watching now, they want to get involved, they want to help. What can I do?
So you can go to voteforgambaro.com and you can learn about me and the campaign. Our platform is simple: leadership, economy, national security. And as you peel those onions back, and those platform items back, you can see where we stand on everything from, leadership matters. Leadership matters. We've got folks representing us in Congress right now that don't even live in their district. And for me, that's a big problem, because I live in my community. I understand the challenges. We feel the challenges. And if you're happy with me or you're not happy with me, you can catch me in Publix or down at the Flagler Beach Pier, and we can have a beer and have a discussion about it. Let me know how you feel. And the people in our district are not shy about letting us know how you feel about a certain topic. But voteforgambaro.com. If you want to join our campaign, you can go to the tab to help out. And also, if you'd like to donate, just click on the donate tab. Don't be shy. We've got a long way to go.
General, wonderful to see you, buddy. We're here to help.
Thank you so much, Justin.
I know where you can start. How about work on the parking in Flagler Beach? We'll start there.
Okay. We'll get some federal funding for it.
Yeah, exactly.
That and the beach itself.
Perfect. Sounds good. That was amazing. Thank you so much. A very quick break. When we return, you have Real Estate Continues. If you own a house, especially in Florida, outdoor living might be the most important place to spend your money when it comes to pavers, when it comes to outdoor kitchens, even indoor golf simulators. There's one place to call, and that's DelaTurf, joined by Ryan Church right now. You do it all, but also the artificial turf for outdoor area. What a transformation that can make for people's homes.
It makes a huge transformation, since you're not having to mow grass or water, fertilize, anything like that.
Yeah, pavers outside, especially in the driveway, I think absolutely changes the resale value of homes as well.
100%. It's going to look much better than concrete. You get a nice pattern in it, and there's different colors and sizes.
You can't almost say outdoor living without saying outdoor kitchen. Everybody needs one in Florida. You do outdoor kitchens, including, I believe, pizza ovens.
Yes, we do all of that. It is very custom, so we can put them in many different places, and we can work the design according to the customer specifications.
I also got to check out one of your golf simulators, and I've been a little obsessed with the golf sim lately. A new addition, really, to the DelaTurf family. How is that going for you?
It's going great. Yeah, everyone's really taking a liking to it, so I think it's going to be a big hit.
For someone who doesn't want to pay cash and full up front, I get that. I'm kind of the same way. Some awesome financing options available.
Yes, we have several different options available, including 0% for 6 months or 0% for even 25 months, which is huge.
Thank you, Ryan. Always good to see you, buddy. There's a QR code on the screen for you right now. Anything outdoor or even now indoor with your golf sim, there's one place to call. Call DelaTurf. Welcome back to the show. We are back from Ocala. We were there last week, joining Elisha Lopez, of course, at your brokerage. I'm always blown away by the sense of community that you created there with the agents that work at your real estate brokerage. And even your clients who always show up at these events that we have. How have you created such a good and almost like inspiring community?
I just love them.
Is that right?
They know that I love them.
You love them,
Yes.
they love you back?
Absolutely.
Oh, is that
yes.
easy? Okay, good.
Well, not for some.
Oh, yeah.
But I think, when you are like vibing, like the people that you attract are going to be match your energy, and when they know that you really mean that your heart's in it and you want the best for them, like that's where you get all that from. Yeah.
You always have a bit of a glow and a positivity about you, even though we've been doing this 3 or 4 years together, so we've certainly been through ups and downs together. But you always have a very good, positive outlook on life. How do you keep yourself up like that? And you've always been like that.
It's just me.
Yeah.
I mean, my most cherished experience in life is to have joy, feel joy, because with that comes like so many positive things. And of course, life can hit you really, really hard, but I just always try to stay on that because it makes me feel good.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's kind of self-serving in a sense, but if I feel good, everyone around me is going to feel good. Imagine the leader all grouchy.
How does that positivity, do you think, helps you in the sometimes choppy water, sometimes backstabbing waters of real estate?
Didn't break me because it's a tough industry as a whole, and people in general can be rotten at times.
Yeah.
So you only have 2 choices. It's either going to make you or break you, and I'd rather go with the make you part because there's more joy on that side than the other.
I spend my whole life around either lawyers or real estate agents, basically. And both are similar in a lot of ways to me because, again, I talk to probably 10 other lawyers a day on other cases, and 9 out of the 10 are great. They're, hey, man, we're just trying to work this out. And then one is just an absolute, I'm trying not to say bad words.
But.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just a very bad, nasty person. It kind of ruins the day for you.
Yeah.
Real estate's like that some ways as well. Most of the agents that you have, you're doing a deal with are wonderful, but then there's like the bad one who's just nasty.
Yeah, I mean, obviously personality, but I really believe that who's in leadership and who's their leader, that just trickles down into the agents and the personality. So you could always kind of tell agent, broker, or, who's in leadership in a sense by their demeanor. And
That's true.
For me, I'm like, just like with my kids, I'm like, don't embarrass me out in the world.
Right.
Like, I don't want anyone to call me and, complain about you. So with my agents, it's the same thing. And I just think that if you don't have to worry, like, oh no, my broker can't hear me or find out that I did this, then everybody's good. Yeah.
How are we doing real estate-wise, you think, in the Ocala area? And in all of Marion County, how are we looking now real estate-wise?
I mean, the phones have been ringing a little more this week. And, all the hype with rate, all these things and buyers on the fence and they're going to get back in. I mean, they should be, but it's still not quite at what everyone's hoping for.
So the buyers still have not taken a dive into the deep end yet. Like, wow, there's all these buyers coming out. It's not like that quite yet.
No, not at all. And the crazy part is that they literally can qualify for way more home now by just a little shift that has happened.
Right.
So it just doesn't make sense to me while they're not calling, so they need to call.
Speaking of qualifying, you can qualify for way more in Ocala because the price of real estate in Ocala is still significantly less than it is in, say, Orlando, Winter Park. How much less is real estate in Ocala? It's
still between 43 and 46%, depending on what section of Ocala. I mean, that's huge.
It makes a huge difference. Think about your payment. If you're really buying this house for your family and you're going to have a mortgage, this is lowering that payment almost in half monthly, which is huge, especially if you're a W-2 salaried employee and you know exactly how much money's coming in per month. You need to know that you can afford to pay this mortgage. That's huge. It makes a big difference.
It really does. And now that we're talking about it, so not just a buyer, let's say in Ocala, that they could buy a whole lot more home right now, but then they're going to move from Orange County to Marion County, they could really buy a lot more home.
Exactly right.
Really
Elisha Lopez, great job as always. QR code on the screen for her right now. If you'd like to see some real estate anywhere in Northern Florida, she'll be happy to show it to you. Thank you to our amazing guests today. That was quite a show. To our crew, as always, Derek, you too. Most importantly, thank you. See you again next week for more You Have Real Estate.
The proceeding was a paid advertisement. The views expressed were the sole responsibility of the advertiser.